my skin so gorgeous. We thank the life gorgeous. Thank the life gorgeous. I love the life gorgeous. Its torso is so tight.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Craig Kilborn. I answer to Kilby, Craigers, young Craigers, Lord Kilby, Sir Kilby. Whatever makes you feel good. It's all about you. Solo pod answering some questions, but talking about the Timberwolves first. That was kind of fun yesterday. So the Pistons are good and they're physical, and they came out kind of manhandling us. And Donte came in off the bench, and he was aggressive, appropriately. Did he start the fracas? The brouhaha? He didn't start it. It's the way the Pistons were playing prior to that. It was going to boil over at some point, and I like Donte. And keep in mind, I'm not the kind of guy that gets a huge kick out of it when there's a melee or some arguing or Dylan Brooks being a knucklehead or Draymond Green. It's like my friends who are hockey fans and they get excited when there's a fight. I want to see skill and talent with the appropriate toughness and physicality post somebody up. I like the way Julius Randle goes to the hoop. So I'm recording this Monday prior to any news of anybody getting suspended. The Wolves are at the Nuggets tonight. That's a tough one. I don't know if we can keep beating them, but I'll be excited if we play them in the playoffs. But yesterday, I was very pleased after the brouhaha, how the Wolves responded, picked up their D. In particular, let's just go back to Donte. Before he got ejected, he was playing very well. Quick release, drives to the hoop, makes quick decisions, plays tenacious D, rim protector, for those of you who know. But he was special yesterday because of how Detroit was playing. And I think he lit a spark, lit a fuse, inspired the troops, along with Pablo Prigioni. But Wolves win the game. And I also like the way Julius Randle played. When he plays well, it really helps the Timberwolves. As long as he doesn't turn it over. Doesn't always hit his threes, I know, but he can go to the rim, absorb contact, score and one, kick it out. Had a nice block in transition yesterday. It helps when he plays well because Ant and Rudy and Mike Conley are usually going to be pretty good. Speaking of Rudy, 25 rebounds. Let me just say something about our Timberwolves. None of us know what's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to avoid the play-in. Part of me doesn't care. I mean, it makes it easier on us if we avoid the play-in because anything can happen in a one-game series, which is not a series. It's a one-game play-in. And I want to get up to 6 or higher, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But I still think we have something special. We can beat anybody in the West. We can beat OKC. I've said this before. I worry about Denver because we can't keep beating Jokic. He's that good. I worry about the Lakers because of the whistle. LeBron and Luka are going to get the whistle. It's how the league works. So I don't know what's going to unfold, but I do like our squad. I like our defense. In the month of March, our numbers, our net rating is right there. I think someone said it was third behind OKC and Boston. We have something. We need consistency. And as I've said over and over again, the Ant-Man needs to improve his decision making. He came alive after the melee yesterday. Mike Conley is shooting well. And as I mentioned, Rudy was dominant. So we're in a good place. We're in a good place. Nas didn't do anything. He got kicked out. Jaden actually had a good game outside of scoring. Got in foul trouble in the first half. Look at my face, America, and Wolves fans. Wolves are good. We're good. And we had that 8-game winning streak. I thought we were peaking at the right time. Still think we might peak at the right time. I like our squad. We're healthy. Rudy grabs rebounds and hits his three. Randall does his thing. We're good. We're good to go. Thank you for listening. This is a solo pod with Young Craigers. The Conquistador lamp in my mahogany panel den. You also might see some burl wood on the walls. I don't know if you can see 2 leather couches here forming an L shape. Flat screen is over here where I watch the Timberwolves. Life is good. And people always want to hear about my road trips. I just got back from one over the weekend. Princess Cherry and I, my significant other, we have what we call a super van. And we used to have a Euro van, but the super van is special. It's a newer model. It has a shower and a bathroom in it. And it's still pretty cool. It's not one of those big Winnebago things. It's agile. And I can stand up in it. And I'm a muscular 6'5". So we went out to Palm Springs. Check out my latest Instagram account. We went to Bar Cecil. And that's probably currently my favorite restaurant. It's in Palm Springs. Great food, great vibe. The reservations are tricky. Good luck with that. Some people show up an hour before just to get their name on a list. But had a nice drive out there, about a 2-hour and 20-minute drive, depending upon when you leave. Nice walk around El Paseo. The key for me in my exercise is walking. We went 3.6 miles on Saturday, and that's helpful. I had a vodka martini at Bar Cecil, onion tart, some carbs there. I had some fish dish sole, lemon butter caper sauce, probably my favorite. And there was also a flat iron steak. There's another restaurant I had never been to, very high rating, in Palm Springs called Miro's, Miro''S. It was good. It's actually, ironically, right next door to Bar Cecil. They had beef stroganoff. And when I was a kid, I remember beef stroganoff, kind of a sour cream. Usually, I want to say white wine, but I think they use brandy in it with mushrooms and the beef. They'll serve that puppy over egg noodles, or we had a choice, mashed potatoes, beef stroganoff, Russian dish. Very good. People always want to know, what are your favorite restaurants out in Palm Springs? Copley's, that's Cary Grant's old estate. Spencer's near the tennis club. There's a French place I haven't been to in a few years. I think it has new ownership. I believe it's pronounced La Vellerousse. Not sure. I'll go there and I'll ask him. I'll come back and correct myself. Maybe I'll have a special pod apologizing to La Vellerousse and pronouncing it correctly. They had a band there a few years ago, which is kind of fun. I heard Suavecito. I hadn't heard that in years from Malo. I don't know if you know that song. Look it up, Suavecito. And then there's a place called Billy Reed's, carpeted, booths, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We just go there for breakfast, get an omelet. I yeah, I don't know if you know this. I don't eat a lot of carbs, but when I'm there, I get rye toast. And I have rye. I love rye bread. I love sourdough bread. I love pumpernickel. Don't eat it very often. You've seen, go to the Instagram, look at the slender body walking in El Paseo. So El Paseo is not Palm Springs. That's in Palm Desert. That's the Rodeo Drive of the desert. They've got a bunch of restaurants. Mama Gina's, Jillian's, Cafe Beaux Arts, Mitch's, which I've never been to. Cousteau, great French restaurant, great French happy hour. Castelli's, Italian. Remember the first time I went to a Stelli's? Now, many of you know I'm kind of fun person. And I like Dantana's and Rayo's and Vito here in Los Angeles. These are the old school places. Well, Castelli's is the old Italian place in the desert. It's in Palm Desert off of 111, which is the main drive. And I went in there, sat at the bar. This is probably 5 years ago. Nice bartender. We talked. I said, "Hey, is there a mafia out here in the desert?" And he goes, No. Then he comes back about 5 minutes later and he calls me in and goes, "Off the record, St. Louis Mafia." Shh. Found that very entertaining. Very entertaining. I winked. He knew I wouldn't tell anybody. I'm not really telling you now. I think he was joking. I won't be going back there for a long time. So it was a wonderful road trip. As I've said many times, I do not like flying. I like the freedom of driving. We know campgrounds. We know where to stay. Total freedom. Total freedom. And that was a nice time. Good to be home. Good to be home. So I wanted to answer another question that a lot of you have. A lot of people say, "Kilby, we love it when you talk movies and tell us what you're watching or the television shows. Give us another update, please, please, please." That's what the guy wrote. Well, the final Bosch legacy, the final season of the Bosch character is upon us, and I've just started watching season 3, final season of Bosch Legacy. I'll report back later. I love Titus Welliver as an actor. I like that show. I want to talk about 3 movies that I watched recently. They're famous movies that I've never seen. There are holes in my game. I readily admit there are some movies I've never seen that people get offended by. Days of Thunder, blah, 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 whatever. Never seen The Matrix. I've never seen. Yeah, people get offended if I list all the things I haven't seen. The Iron Man movies, but these are older movies. So I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, and I had never seen Bridges of Madison County, and I watched it. Clint directed. I'm a Clint fan. Meryl Streep was tremendous. I enjoyed the movie. It takes place in Iowa. I grew up in Minnesota, which is just north of Iowa. Good movie. I enjoyed it. I liked the ending when he was in the rain and she saw him and smiled. Bridges of Madison County. I believe that's the title. Clint Eastwood, Meryl Streep. I like it. Manchurian Candidate with Frank Sinatra. Tried to watch it years ago. turned it off. Now I comprehended it. The guys were brainwashed. Glad I watched it. Manchurian Candidate with Frank Sinatra. Believe Frankenheimer. John Frankenheimer, I believe, directed it. I'd have to look that up. He's done a number of some of my favorite films. Train. A lot of these movies you're not going to know. They're older movies, but they're great. Here's one that I started to watch years ago and stopped. It's now on Broadway. It's Glengarry Glen Ross, David Mamet. And I like David Mamet. I watched The Spanish Prisoner about 6 months ago. I'd never seen it. I'm glad I stuck around and watched Glengarry Glen Ross, all the testosterone, all the anger, all the confrontation, found it entertaining. I like Jack Lemmon. I met him up at Spanish Bay when he was playing in the Pro-Am, Celebrity Pro-Am tournament. And he's in Glengarry Glen Ross, as is at Pacino and some others. Quick scene at the top from Alec Baldwin, which was great. And good stuff. So those are the three. I think there's some other ones. I know there was another Gene Hackman one. Aha. Because I love Gene Hackman and he passed, so I think you guys know I've been watching a lot of that. Runaway Jury. Had not seen that all the way through. Disciplined myself and watched it, and I enjoyed it. His second to last movie. Some say his last movie, but he did something from Mooseport, Mayor. I don't know what it was. But Runaway Jury. Love Gene Hackman. Young people, it's Craigers. I've got to go. I just got back from Palm Springs. I got to stretch. I got to unpack. I have to exercise. So many things happening. Ate well last week, I'll tell you that much. Whoa. Back to back. Bar Cecil, Miro's. Also, if you're sitting down, prior to taking the road trip, I went to Rayo's. Here in Hollywood. Boy, that was good. Burrata. Veal with, what did I get? Did I get the capers and the mushrooms again? No, what did I get? I don't remember. I didn't get marsala. I think I got the capers and lemon. It's called living. I gotta go. Proud of you. And please remember, I'll see you next time, young people. Extremely proud of you.